Okay, today for this video, what I want to do is get a little bit personal. I'm going to kind of give an update on where I've been through past videos, just kind of bring it all together. I'm also going to talk about some personal things in my life. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be interesting to anybody. Um, it's kind of almost like a diary, maybe in a way. I don't really know where this is going. We'll see, but um, if it does interest you, please comment below. I'll make more videos like this where I talk a little bit about myself instead of just stress and anxiety and depression, health things. I'm going to try this. We'll see how it goes. And I'd like to just share some things and update everybody on and tell people who I am. So first thing I wanted to update on is my smoking progress. I quit smoking a little while ago, and I did relapse actually. I went back to smoking. I got really sick, and I was plagued by this horrible anxiety out of nowhere. I have no idea where it came from, um, but it was just so overwhelming, and I did smoke. I smoked for a couple of days. I quit again. I got back on the wagon. It's been 7 days since I've quit, so um, I can't do anything stupid like have another cigarette. But just to be honest, yes, I did go back to smoke, but I am, as of today, 7 days quit. And I'm also doing something a little different. It's a little embarrassing to admit. I've been doing Nofap. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically not touching yourself in a sexual way. So um, I am on, I believe, day 29 of Nofap. I have never tried this before, but I've heard about all the benefits. So yeah, and my buddy, he actually was saying that he had done it, and he started making podcasts, doing all kinds of stuff, building his confidence. So I got on board. He convinced me. I did it that day after I talked to him on the phone. I'm like, boom, I'm done. So um, I'm working on Nofap too, which is interesting, but to say the least. Okay, so next thing is about 5 years ago. I used to drink kind of heavily. Well, that's kind of an understatement almost. I drank heavily, and I take a medication called Clonopin, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's a benzodiazepine. It's basically for anxiety. Um, it has a bunch of side effects, especially on withdrawal. And what happened was while drinking, I ran out of my prescription and wasn't having anxiety because I was drinking so heavily. So I never went to refill it. And what happened from there was about 4 days in of not taking this medication, I started having really bad seizures. I was, thank God, I mean, my gosh, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was here at my place, and she thought something was wrong with me. And when I started having the seizures, she was so quick to immediately call 911. They rushed out. Um, During that time, I kind of threw up a little bit in my mouth from the seizures, I guess. Um, Aspirated, I think they call it. So they brought me to the hospital, and they couldn't stop the seizures, so they put me in a coma. And I was in a coma like 4 or 5 days. I also had pneumonia during this time, and I also had rhabdomyolysis, which is the breakdown of all the muscles in your body, and it's coming out your kidney. And I only have one kidney. I'm getting pretty personal here, aren't I? I only have one kidney. I was just born that way. It's weird. So that one kidney had to process all this stuff. A lot of people can die from pneumonia. A lot of people can die from rhabdomyolysis. A lot of people can die from seizures that won't stop. It's status epilepticus, where it's these constant seizures going on. So that's why they had to put me in the coma, was to stop them. And a funny story to add to that is I woke up from the coma early. I have, anesthesia and stuff doesn't work well on me. So I woke up from this coma, and they hadn't expected me to, and I was strapped down to the bed, I guess. So I broke the straps, and I had a tube, whatever they call it, down my throat, giving me oxygen. And I pulled that out. I got up, and I was so out of it, I thought I had been kidnapped. So I saw a window in my hospital room. I went to run. I was about to run, jump out of it just to get away. I don't know what was going on in my head. But thankfully I was in the ICU, so the nurse was watching me very closely, ran in, stopped me from doing so, and got me back in bed. I probably couldn't have walked anyways. I was in pretty bad shape, and it was scary. I could tell more about that story some other time, but it was a very scary situation. once I woke up, they came in with a walker, and they started talking to me about how I was going to have to use a walker, and they thought I had brain damage and stuff. I didn't, thankfully, but to be told you might have to use a walker, um, in your 40s was very scary to me. So yeah, I quit drinking after that. I quit drinking after that, and then I did it for like 4 or 5 years, and then I would occasionally I went to a friend's wedding, had some beers in the evening, and then I started drinking on occasion. Nothing more than maybe a 6 pack, but I would drink on occasion. But for one thing, I didn't feel well the next day, and for two, I just drinking really isn't my thing anymore. So I quit again just recently. So the other thing I quit just recently was marijuana. I used to be a marijuana user, and I used it for pain, I used it for stress, for anxiety, just to kind of calm down and chill. Well, I quit that as well. So what we're talking about is all these things I think that work on dopamine. Nofap, cigarettes, alcohol, marijuana, all gone about the same time. And let me tell you, it's been a little crazy. It's been it's been pretty wild just because it is a lot all at once, and I'm used to having those things. So I am completely sober mind, and I'm getting off a lot of stuff. It's just it's been difficult at times, but I'm very happy. I'm very proud of myself for doing it, and you know the reason I did this was for God. I felt God wanted me to do it. He's been telling me to do these things for a long time, so I listen. I believe in radical obedience to God. Jesus died for me. If He can do that, then I should be giving myself to Him. So I practice radical obedience. If God tells me to do something, and maybe a lot of you have heard that voice in your head that you know that you should stop doing something. Well, He's been telling me a lot of things, and I stopped them all. And I'm just trying to completely listen to everything He tells me. Through that, though, He has blessed me as I've been doing this. I had a friend just the other day asked me to help him move a little bit of a couch. It took me like 2 minutes, and he threw me $100. I pray for money. Somebody like just hand me cash or have me do a little job for him. It has been God has really blessed me for that, for what I'm doing. I guess I believe so. I mean, I think it's maybe His way of saying that He's pleased. But I'm going to make a video soon on my testimony on how I came to Jesus and just the crazy stuff that has happened. I've seen visions. I have seen all kinds of crazy stuff, and I'm not nuts. I'm not on any medication, but I've seen like miracles. I have seen things that to me have proved 100% that God is real. I jumped in to God without having any proof, and through faith, He has now shown me that He does exist. So one day I want to do that testimony and share it with you guys. I might even start a separate channel that'll just be more about me talking about my Christian life, my walk with God. And for some of you that would be interested in that, I will mention it on here so that you can come over there and follow me as well. Health-wise, I've been improving dramatically. For those of you probably know if you've watched any of my videos, but I took an antibiotic, Levaquin. It's similar to the antibiotic Cipro, and it rocked my world. It damaged me so bad. I was bedridden for 2 years. I'd have to crawl to the bathroom. This was 15 years ago when it happened, and I have just been rebuilding my life. I have nerve damage. I have all kinds of problems from it. I was in excruciating pain daily, just to where I couldn't sleep. It was horrible. A lot of people go through that. A lot of people that are following me go through that. And that's how they found me. I have a hair in my mouth. I'm not going to edit that out. A lot of people follow me that have experienced that. And I just want to say I can't think of a worse thing. It's almost like a nuclear bomb went off inside your body. That's why I'm disabled. That's why I bring up my Patreon account, just because there's not much I can do. After this video, I will be wiped out. I will be very tired after making this video. One of the things that this Levaquin and Cipro do is they damage the mitochondria, which is responsible for energy production in your body. So if you don't have that, it's easy to get tired. It's hard to stand sometimes. I mean, I'm but what I'm saying is, and that's where I was, what I'm saying is I have dramatically improved. I can go out, I hang out with friends, I have a life now, and I've done a lot of things which I will share in another video to improve and to get to where I'm at. I love helping people that have had problems. If you're listening and you've had a problem with Levaquin or Cipro and you need some help, get in touch. I've been there, and I've healed quite a bit. So that's another thing I wanted to mention in my little update video. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Myers-Briggs personality type indicator, but it is so interesting. It will tell you so much about yourself. When I learned my type, um, I read about it and I was just like, this somebody understands me, because I always felt misunderstood all of my life. So when I found out my type, everything started making sense. I'm like, I get it. I get why I'm this way. So if you haven't taken it, Google Myers-Briggs personality type test. And I would love to hear what type you are in the comments below. I am an INFP, and basically those are 4 letters that stands for introvert. I'm an introvert, I'm an intuitive, I'm a feeler, I'm a perceiver. It might not make that much sense, but as you read and learn about Myers-Briggs, it does. And yes, I'm like a big time introvert. Doing these videos is helping me to kind of get out of that. I do try to get out more often, but I'm a homebody. I'm somebody that I enjoy, and I recharge by time alone, listening to music, playing music, reading, different things that I do, video games to pass the time. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. And if you do know your type, or if you take the test, please let me know in the comments below. I'm so curious to know what people are. I'm usually good at pegging people. When I talk to them a little bit, I can usually peg what type they are. Okay, now rolling into summer right now with the beard. Now, if you've watched some of my earlier videos, you might have noticed I didn't have this hairy thing on my face. It's just gray and, like, I don't know, crazy cray. But what it is a bet. Last year, almost a year ago, my friend, I've never grown a beard in my life, so my friend asked me if I would grow a beard. He said he'd pay me if I could grow it for a year and shave it off. So I jumped on board, and I said that was about 10 months ago. So right now we're just hitting into July, and I record these videos a little early just so I have them ready. So today is July 4th, Independence Day. We just had an earthquake earlier, by the way, a pretty good sized one nearby. So the camera shakes. If I run, you know I'm running, because I freak out on the earthquakes. We're in California here, and it's not earthquakes. I was here for the Northridge earthquake, and that was just nuts. So I am not a fan. I don't even want to be here in California anymore. I'd like to go back to Colorado. But so I'm rolling in the summer here. See, and I'm just talking. I'm just rambling. This is about my personal life, so I'm just kind of rambling on. But this beard, I'm rolling into summer with it. I mean, now we're talking July. It's hot. I have long hair. I can throw it back in a ponytail. But rolling into summer with this thing is going to be kind of difficult. And I go. It's up to September 13th is when I get to shave it off. So, and I will have to shave it off. That's part of the bet, is grow it out and then shave it off. As far as whether I will grow it back, it really does depend. Some people say they really like it. You know, a lot of people have told me that they really like it. I've had people even say I don't generally like beards on people, but I like it on you. I don't know. I kind of like it, but then again, like, other people are like, I don't like that on you. So you could also throw a comment down below. Vote for the beard or against the beard. I'd be curious to see what people think. If you've watched my older videos, you can see me without a beard. But yeah, and probably not as good lighting now. I'm trying to light my videos up a little bit better. But yeah, without a beard earlier in my videos. So now I'd be curious to hear what you guys think, if I should shave it off. I would maybe keep it a little bit lower. I'm not sure, but let me know down below. I'd be really curious to hear. So I've been trying a lot of new things. I mean, I've done like the cold showers I've talked about, supplements, different things I've done, fasting. And I'd like to continue doing that on this channel, but I would also maybe like to kind of do just kind of what's going on in my life. Sort of like what I just did here. Just kind of talk about different things I might be experiencing or different thoughts, just to kind of share with you. I don't know if people would be interested in that. That's kind of why I'm trying out this video, just to see if there's any interest in hearing any of that stuff, or if it's just blah, like give me information instead of what's going on with you. But if there is interest, and if people do like this video or comment down below and say that they like this video, I will do more. I would like to add these in as well. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of a little bit of my history, a little bit about myself. Kind of personal when I'm talking Nofap. and the Coma story. But yeah, I like sharing that with you guys if you guys are interested. Um, if you enjoyed this video, please help me by subscribing or liking the video or commenting what your type is. You know, if, on the Myers-Briggs, if you do that, about the beard. Something else I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I was curious about, but I would love to see some comments. That helps support the video as well. Um, like, subscribe, comment. You can also help me out on Patreon. It's a great way to help me out. I do have I don't know. I just appreciate when people do that. It's my only source of income. I mean, I don't have much of a source of income, so I'm not begging. But if you can, if you're enjoying my content, please think about doing that. Link will be down below. And I think that's it. That was quite a ramble. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I'm sorry. You probably won't see this again if nobody has any interest in it. But I'll leave it at that, guys. So until next time, enjoy your day.